Hello, everybody. I, Alia Sayed, extend a warm welcome to all of you on behalf of Money Works for Me. Um, Before we begin the webinar, I would just like to check if you all can hear me clearly. Just key in a yes through the chat window if you can hear me, or a no if you cannot. That's great. Thank you for your responses. Okay, great. So, yeah, so let me begin today's webinar by telling you all the reason for choosing this topic. Uh, the reason for bringing this webinar to you all today is to share with you all the research outcome of our of moneyworksforme.com to the past 4 or 5 years that we have been in this field. Uh, an important reason why most investors lose their capital invested in stock markets is because there is no single defined investment strategy. A lot of us go and invest into stock markets based on tips or based on some advisors or some expert advice that we get. But what we fail to understand is that most of the time these tips might be working for the benefit of these own tipsters. So so what is the way out? Is there a way out? Yes, there is. And that is what we bring to you in today's webinar in simple rules and outstanding returns. So let me take you through what you will learn in this webinar. You will learn some simple and easy to follow rules. You will learn how to identify fundamentally sound stocks. You will know what price to buy and sell a stock. You will be able to identify when to buy and sell a stock, what you can do when you get exciting stock tips. I'm sure most of you get stock tips all the time. So what where can you get this exciting, what do you do when you get such a exciting stock tips? And finally, what is the right time to invest in stocks? Okay, so let's begin. So before we start with the rules, let's answer a fundamental question of why do we buy or sell stocks. I think the most important reason that we invest into stock market is to invest our hard-earned money to earn more returns, to earn substantially greater returns, so that our future is secure. So the point that we need to remember is that stock markets are meant for investments and not for gambling. So stock investing requires following certain simple rules, which is what we are going to take you through. Just give me a minute. Yeah, can you hear me now clearly? Yeah, great. So let's move ahead. So if investments in stock market are is meant to make money, then why don't we make money? Well, there are a lot of reasons that we don't make money, but we have identified four important problems here. The first basic problem is that most of us invest in stocks based on random stock selection, based on some news item or based on some tips that we receive. Now, this is this is the basic reason why most investors will lose a lot of money. Okay? The second reason is that there is little or no understanding of stocks and sectors that you invest in. So if you have no understanding of the stocks or the sector that you or the business of the company that you invest in, it is reasonable to conclude that you will not be able to identify the risk involved in investing in that stock, and accordingly you may lose out a lot of money. That is exactly what the third point is saying: investing without the risk involved, understanding the risk involved. And third, the last one is being impatient and churning portfolio too often. So basically, when you invest in stock, you are investing with a certain you are investing with certain return, with an aim of making some certain return. And to make that certain return, you need to give the stock some time period to perform. Being impatient and churning your portfolio too often um, is just going to add to your brokerage costs, and is going to reduce your returns. So just a minute. Yeah, I have a certain user asking for my introduction. Well, I did introduce myself at the beginning. I'm Alia Sayed, team leader with moneyworksforme.com. Okay, and so let's move on with the webinar. So basically, uh, investing in stocks risky? Well, yes, it is risky, but only for the ignorant. And what is a major cause of this ignorance is because there is lack of transparency. There is no idea where the money is invested, which leads to loss of capital. So basically, what you need to do is you need to follow certain rules. You need to you need to follow certain rules, some simple rules that you need to keep in mind to be more confident on your investments. That will help you generate substantial returns. So basically, let's take you through these timeless principles of investments, these best practices that will help you in the stock markets. So the first thing is how to make. There are three parts that we have. There are three parts that we have divided this safe rules into. First one is following a well-defined strategy. Like I said at the beginning of the webinar, the major reason for losing capital is the loss of a well-defined strategy as an investor, as an individual. So to define this well-defined strategy, you need to do two things. One, you need to identify your risk profile, and two, you need to invest only in fundamentally sound stocks. The next step is to buy and sell a stock at the right price and at the right time. So to do this, you need to invest below the discount price, and you need to buy and sell on timing signals. I'll come to what are timing signals later. And finally, you need to always be very careful with your investments. So you to be careful with your investments, you need to follow strict stop loss, and two, you never ever buy blindly on tips. That does that mean you never ever buy on tips? Well, not exactly, but I'll tell you when we come to that. So the first part is identify your risk profile. Now, why is identifying your risk profile very important? Basically, uh, basically, each one of us has a different appetite for riskiness and has a different capacity to take risk. So combined with both these factors, the portfolio that you have might be very different from the portfolio that your friend or your colleague might have. You need to know, knowing your risk profile is very important, because so that you can set right target for investment, and you can set right return expectations. uh, what will happen if you don't identify your risk profile is you might end up entering into risky stocks, thinking that, well, maybe I can take this risk, and towards if the stock show some volatility in between, you might get jittery and end up selling the stock, and in the process losing your hard-earned capital. So basically, yes, I will come to an example, sir, shortly. So basically, you need to identify your risk profile. Now, how do you need to identify? How can you identify your risk profile? Well, there are many free online tools available on the on the internet. You can take any of these. In fact, you can come to Moneyworks, log into moneyworksme.com, and we have developed a tool for you to identify your risk profile called the Equity Game Plan. So basically, it will help you assess whether you are an aggressive investor, wherein you can take very high risk. Are you a moderately aggressive investor, wherein you can take a certain amount of risk, but definitely a slightly higher risk, but not very high risk. A balanced investor, where you invest equally in risky assets and equally in safe investments. A conservative investor, where you do not want to take any risk, you want to secure your returns. And a secure investor, where the main aim of the investor is to secure the security of the capital invested. So once you have done this, I'm sure you will be able to set definite targets, and that will help you get a portfolio that is suitable to your risk profile. So basically, once you've done a risk profiling, what does it help you do? It will help you set up realistic expectations. Now, what do I mean by realistic expectations? Is expecting 50% per annum a realistic expectation? Well, no, it is not a realistic expectation. But a good realistic expectation about investing, about returns from stock investing is about 15 to 20% per annum. So basically, if based on your 15 to 20% is a realistic expectation, but based upon your risk taking capacity or your risk profile. So basically, if you are a low risk investor, if you fall into the secure and or the conservative category, and you can expect returns anywhere between 12 to 15%. So why 12 to 15%? Well, you have you have a fixed income rate of around 8 to 9% correctly adjusted for inflation. If you're taking that risk, if you're investing in stock to gain returns more than inflation, then you should expect anywhere between 12 to 15%. That's what a safe stock investment should give you. If you are a investor with a medium risk, you can expect anywhere between 15 to 18%. This is where the balanced investor and the moderately aggressive investor fall into. Moderately aggressive will fall on the higher end of the band, and aggressive investors who can take on very high risk can expect anywhere above 18% plus in returns on their portfolio for assuming the high risk that they take. What aggressive investors need to keep in mind though is that they might also end up losing their capital if the assets go haywire. We have a question from Rashmi Chandak on how do we measure risk. Well, Rashmi, measuring risk is a very broad topic. It will require a webinar on its own. But I'll tell you how do we uh, the for profiling. Basically, we have a questionnaire designed for you that helps us assess your divide your risk into two types: your risk ability and your risk tolerance. So your risk tolerance is based on your behavioral attitude towards investment. So basically, is determining how much risk can you tolerate, and your risk capacity is basically based on your situation, on your personal situation. How many dependents do you have? How much income do you have? How much of that do you need to save? How much expenses do you have in the short term? What expenses do you have in the long term? So basically, if you go to the site and take the equity game plan, it will also give you uh, a proper assessment of how do we arrive at your risk taking capacity. I hope that sufficiently answers your query. Okay. um, if in case I'm not answering all questions now, I will take it up in the question answer session. Okay, so let's move ahead. The second part that we the second part that we looked at was investing in only fundamentally sound stocks. So how do we go about this? So investing in the right stock, there are basically we at Moneyworks have identified four basic parameters that a fundamentally sound stock should have. The first parameter is that the stocks that have very good financials. Now, what does stocks that have very good financials tell you? Basically, stocks that have performed very well in the past will give you the confidence that that the business model of the company is established, that the company will has the ability to perform in the future, that there is a developed market for the company's products, that the company has been able to give a high stock performance over the past years. So basically, what the good financial is doing you is is just giving you confidence that the company has the ability to perform in the future. But does that mean it will actually perform very good in the future? No, that does not necessarily mean that it will perform good in the future. It has had a very good past run, but what about the future? So you need to look at at stocks at the future prospects of the stock. So basically, a good stocks with good future prospects is the second criteria. Once you have identified stocks with good fundamentally sound financials, good financials, past financials, you move on to you then see if the stock if that shortlist of stocks has good future prospects. Good future prospects will basically mean that the companies the products of the company have a very high demand going into the future, or the company is launching some new products, is entering into new geographies, or is entering into a new um, is doing some capacity expansion which is going to help it ramp up its sales. So exactly, that is the second point. But the, but do you but how do but once you've identified a stock that will perform in the past and that will perform in the future, all this is irrelevant if the people running the show are not worthy enough. Like they say in horse racing, bet on the jockey and not on the horse. So similarly in stock investing, you need to look for a trustworthy management. Why is this? This is an absolutely important parameter for investing into stocks, because if the management is not trustworthy, you will see a very high volatility in the stock performance because it might be manipulated. How do you know if the management is trustworthy? Well, there are certain there are always you have there are always when you look at the financial statements of the company, you have to look at some related party transactions. You have to look at the salaries paid out to management, on how the company is doing, and what are the dividends paid out to the management, what are the various committees on which a management has a say, is there a proper audit of the company. So basically management, finding for a trustworthy management is a very subjective matter. True, it is difficult, but you need to do the due diligence before you invest in a stock to know that the stock that you invested is safe. The final thing is that invest major portion of your capital in large caps. Well, why invest in large caps is basically these are companies with a very high liquidity. They have an established track record, and they will safeguard you against potential losses in in any other of your in other investments. So basically you do take risk in investing a large cap stock and a small caps large cap stock. You do take risk by investing in a small cap and mid cap stock, but keep major portion in your large cap so your capital is safeguarded. What are large cap? What are capitalization stocks? I'll answer that in the Q&A. How do you look at market capitalization? Okay. Finally, the third part was invest below discount price. So what is now exactly what is discount price? And if there is a discount price, there should be a fair value or a price from which it is discounted at. So basically, uh, well, let's take the example of a shopping market. So when you go to shop, I'm sure all of you like to buy products at a discount. In fact, no, none of you will like to pay more than the maximum retail price of any product, will you? So why should you pay anything above the fair value for a stock? The same concept applies to stock. You buy stocks at a discount to their fair value. And how do we arrive at the discount price? Well, this is the fair value discounted by the margin of safety. So basically, market MRP is the fair value of the or the intrinsic value of the stock arrived by the various valuation methods, which is discounted by a margin of safety to get the discount price. Now, what is margin of safety exactly? Margin of safety is basically the risk that a particular stock might have, or the percentage that a particular stock price may fall below its fair value. And how is this margin of safety arrived at? Well, we at Money Works for Me have developed a model to get the margin of to develop this margin of safety. To give you some pointers, you can involve various factors that will um that will have a risky that will add to any risk to the stock, like you can say any government regulations. If the stock is in a highly regulated sector like a telecom stock, so the government regulation risk will be high, so you can add risk related to that. Then you can add risk related to market capitalization, you can add risk related to past financials, you can add risk related to your future prospects, then you can add risk related to management. So you combine basically you combine all these factors to arrive at a margin of safety and discount it to get the final discount price. So investing at the right price at the discount price will ensure that you minimize your risk and you get higher returns. Coming to the final part is buying and selling on timing signals. Now you have identified a rise stock. You have identified that it has great future. You also know the valuation. You know what is its discount price. You know its MRP, and you know you have to buy at this price. But sh- suppose the stock is trading at a discount price. Should you actually go and buy it at any time, or should you wait for a specific time? Well, you should not buy it at any time. This is basically because, let's say the stock has reached a discount price, but it may continue. But the trend of the stock is that it may continue falling down further for a certain period of time. So, what you basically need to do is you need to invest when the trend of the stock is reversed. What we are saying is basically you need to minimize your downside risk. So, basically, how can you do this? Is based on our timing signals. We at Money Works for Me generate some timing, some buy and sell signals that will help you identify when this trend in the stock price has reversed. Like if you see on your chart right now, you can see our timing chart for Cummins India. There was a buy trigger. So basically, when you come below discount price. So first, when you could have invested in was here, you might have uh, in Cummins India where you had have not lost on really a lot of money, but in certain other stock, if the stock may have continued far below discount price, you would have lost on. What you need to do is you need to wait for the trend reversal and then go ahead and invest on the buy signal, and then you finally exit when it goes above MRP. Similarly, look out for the sell signal where it will help you assess when the stock trend has reversed. Okay, so moving ahead, the final thing you need to remember is that follow strict stop loss. Most of us will remember all the rules, and most of us there is one in behavioral finance there is one very what should I say, a very well-known behavioral trait that investors are more averse to losses than they like profits. So basically, if you are in profit, what I mean to say is basically if you have a stock in your portfolio which has made substantial profit, you will not like to sell it. Why? Because oh, it's made enough returns for you, so you need to hold on. It might give you just that extra return. But is that similar for stocks that make losses? No. If you have a stock in your portfolio that that has made losses, you will have a tendency to stick to that stock, to stay invested in that stock. Why? Because you have hope that the stock might recover and you might recover your losses. But is this the correct strategy? No, this is not. According to Moneyworks, for me, this is not the correct strategy. You need to follow a strict stop loss to limit your capital losses. Why this is important is because it will help you minimize your capital losses. What you can do is if you are confident enough that the stock is a fundamentally sound one, or it will do well in the future, what you need to do is you need to once a stop loss is triggered, you need to exit the stock and you need to relook at your assessment of the company. If you think that the assessment of your company was correct and the market is not giving a correct indication, then you need to um, Yes, Sanjay, I will give you examples. Just let me finish with the presentation and we'll come to examples, right? I'm coming to stop loss example right after this. So basically, you need to exit that stock, take a relook, assess that assess your the fundamental soundness, assess your assumptions, and if you still believe in the stop loss, if you still believe in the company, you can re-enter the company at a lower price, and then you can make returns on the company. So basically, I'll tell you a live example on why stop loss is important. Um, let's uh, uh, let's take the example of a company called Indraprastha Gas Limited. A few of you in the northern region might know the company. So basically, some time ago, there was a regulation. There was a sudden regulation. The company is a great company, a green company with excellent financials. Has a great future. It has a monopoly in the northern India. So basically, what happened a few time what happened some time ago was that the government introduced a regulation saying that the company does not need to the company actually enjoy very high margins. So the name of the stock is Indraprastha Gas Limited. If you all missed that out. So basically the government introduced a regulation saying that the company does not need to have such high margins, and uh, on the day of the announcement of the regulation, the stock fell drastically. In fact, it fell drastically for the next few days. So basically, stop loss is very important to protect you against such losses. So basically, what would have happened is you would have lost all your capital. You would have lost way below your capital, and you even now you must have not you would have not recovered it. So what you need to do, though the company is a very fundamentally sound stock, so there are certain, so basically a strict stop loss is important to protect you against these factors that will help you protect you against uncertainty in the stock, and you can re-enter the stock at a later price and make your returns. So just to give you an example on how stop loss works, on your screen you can see this is a timing chart of ONGC Limited. So on the screen, if let's say if you were unfortunate enough to invest in ONGC at its peak of 355 rupees, you would have lost if you would have you wouldn't have followed a stop loss and stayed invested in it for a longer time, you would have lost more than 150 bucks, in fact, and come down to close to 200 levels at the latest price. Well, the stock price did recover eventually later. Stock investors also made returns, but that would have you would have initially gone through a lot of trauma on losing all your capital and then waiting till it recovers. So how could you have prevented this? By entering a stop loss. So let's say you enter at a stop loss of 320, which is at 10%. So at 10% stop loss at 320, you would have exited the stock. You would have been saved from the substantial fall, and you could have reinvested somewhere around this somewhere around this period. You would have entered at a very low price, and you would have been able to make a very high, very great return. So basically, you need to understand what we are trying to tell you here is not follow technicals. We are basically, our philosophy is that of value investing, to invest in fundamentally sound stocks. What technicals will do maximum is tell you what is the right price to buy and sell. Okay, that is the only use of technicals. And stop loss will help you safeguard your investments in the stock market. So this is not to be confused with the technical stop loss that we have. You can follow a broad stop loss of 20%, let's say, because we are investing for the long term. So that's why we need to keep a broader stop loss. So you can keep a fixed band of 20%, or you can also vary the stop loss bands according to your market capitalization. So let's say for a large cap, you keep a 20% band. For a mid cap, you keep a 15% band. And for a small cap, you keep a 10% stop loss. Right? So moving ahead, finally, Never buy blindly on tips. So what I'm sure many of you do come across tips sometime or the other. So what do you do when you buy when you get such a tip? Do you just ignore it, or do you just go and invest in it? Well, I've already said you don't blindly invest on tips. So what do you do? Actually, it's very simple. What the first step to do is, you just need to follow all the rules that I've just said. You need to go and check on your own. Find out if the stock is fundamentally sound stock, whether it has a great financial track record in the past. Then you need to check if it is available below the discount price, below uh, at a price at a level where it is a very attractive buy. Finally, you read the company pulse report. You need basically reading the company pulse report helps you understand what is the business model of the company, how does the company make money, what are the future growth drivers, how it has performed in the past, how is it expected to perform in the future. And finally, you need to take your own informed decision. So we at Money, what we are trying to do is enable you to take your own informed decisions. This webinar is focused on helping you make informed decisions, and this is how we'll help you take a informed decision. When you get an tip from any friend, colleague, or let's say even when you receive an expert advice, you need to do your own due diligence before you invest your hard-earned money into it, because only you yourself will know how best can you maximize the returns on your investment. So basically, now we have seen all the rules, but how do you remember these rules while investing? Is there any place where you get all these rules applied at once? Well, yes, Money Works for Me does apply all these rules for you at one place. In fact, we've developed a tool called the Decision Maker that is a short summary of all these rules. You just need to key in your you need just need to key in the name of your company at this uh, at this uh, taskbar shown here, and you need to click on get. Well, the page shown here is a very old one, so it's a static image. So you need to key in the company name here, you need to click on get, and what you get is this drop box. So as you see, the decision maker has been divided into three parts, and it follows all the rules that I have just explained to you. The first one is to get the right stock. To get the right stock, you need to look at the past performance of the company, which will help you, which you can assess through the 10-year X-ray. Basically, 10-year X-ray of the company is nothing but a past record of the past 10 years of the company. And we have made it even easier for you to assess the company's financials by giving a color code. So basically, we have three color codes here at Money Works for Me. One, which is very good. Two is say one which is green, very good, which means that the company's past performance is excellent. The second one is orange, which means somewhat good, which means that the company's past performance is average, or it has some few inconsistent years of performance. And finally, we have red, which is not good, and we advise all investors to stay away from red companies. What you need to understand is, though red companies might give you certain returns, might give you in fact very high returns, at the end of the day you're taking very high risk, and though you might get a high return, you're taking an equally high risk of losing all your money. So only aggressive investors who do not need to who do only aggressive investors who have the risk appetite to bear that kind of risk, or to bear that kind of loss, should buy into a red company. Ideally, we advise everybody to stay away from red companies. Once you the first So that's the first step, identifying a company's financials. The second step was to look at the future prospects. Well, of course, I told you how you can look at the company's future prospects, but is there any place where you get it assessed? Yes, here we do that for you. Again, we have divided to make it simpler for you. You can we have divided into color code, similar color codes, green being very good, orange being somewhat good, and red being not good. So with similar explanations, very good green color code basically means that we believe that the company has a very strong and great performance future potential. Somewhat good orange means that yes, the company also that the company has a good potential, but it might have some short term concerns, or it might have some concerns that might have you to wait for a longer time to see the returns. And finally, a red long-term prospect company is an absolute no-no for investors. So basically, you look at combinations of green, 10-year XA being green, long-term future prospect being green, or 10-year XA being green and long-term future prospects being orange, or 10-year XA being orange and long-term future prospects being green. But avoid any company where the color code is red. And well, should you follow our color code assessment blindly? No, you should not. We just told you that you should not follow anybody blindly. So how do we enable you to check if assessment is right? Is basically you need to click on view details. If you click on this view details button, you will go to a you will be taken to a you will be taken to a chart of the 10-year performance of the company. So you can basically the 10-year the chart will help you assess whether our color code, whether you agree with our color code. If you do not agree with our color code, you also have the flexibility to go and key in your own color codes there and save it at your own page. Similarly, with the long-term future prospects, if you click on view details, you will be taken to the report that the analyst has the analyst has prepared for the company. Basically, the report will tell you all the assumptions, all the growth drivers, the future prospects of the company. Uh, and on reading that, if you're convinced, you can continue with the assessment, or if you do not agree, again, you have the flexibility to key in your own color code. Once now that is the first part, getting the right stock. Now you get the right stock. The second part I told you, the next rule that I told you was to yes, Harshad, we do provide old data. We provide past 10 years data. In fact, a 10-year X-ray is a freely available feature to all our registered users. So you can just go to log into a site, and you can type in any company name and check out the free 10-year X-ray of the company. There's a certain part that is available only to subscribers, but the free feature will also help you make the assessment. Uh, yeah. So coming to the second part, that you have the right price of the company. So basically, you should know when to buy and sell. So what we at Moneyworks for me, how so basically I told you you need to buy at the discount price, and you need to sell at or above, you need to sell above MRP. We at Moneyworks for me have identified the company's MRP and DP to you through various financial models. So this you can go and check. So again, you can go and check assumptions of our valuations in. You can click view details and check assumptions. It will basically take you to a feature called price calculator. Price calculator gives you the important assumptions of the analyst while helping the while assessing the company's fair value, intrinsic value. So what you need to do is you need to um, you can assess the assumptions. You need to check if you agree with the assumptions. If you do not agree the assumptions, we also have a feature wherein you can key in your own assumptions and do a sensitivity analysis to assess what is the fair value according to you. Okay. Finally, let's come to the third part of third part of getting the investment decision right. Uh, the third part is the timing signal. Like I told you, you need to wait for a buy or sell trigger from us to know whether the trend reversal has happened. Well, you can also ideally invest at MRP and DP. That should we believe that the DP incorporates all the risks, and the stock will not fall substantially below DP. So you can invest below DP, or you can wait at the buy signal to be absolutely sure that so that you know you do not incur a substantial fall below DP. So basically, you can check out these triggers. You will know the trigger here, the basic trigger here, and you can check out the timing. If you click on view details, it will open a timing chart on your at your desktop, where you'll be able to see the buy and sell triggers. So basically, this is about getting the stock right, and you can incorporate the stop loss. Finally, you need to remember that you need to incorporate stop loss into your investing decisions as well. So, well, this is about knowing the stock. But how do you know what stocks should you look at? Or this is fine. You can. This is if you get a tip, you can check this out here. Or you can, if you have any stock idea, you can check it out here. But is there any place where you can get stock ideas? Yes, we at Moneyworks for Me have also developed one such tool for you called the Moneyworks for Me filter. Basically, this is helping you. Assess assess companies that are available, that have a good fundamental, that have a good past track record, that have a good uh, that have a good past record and are also available at a substantial discount. So basically, the feature is helping you choose. It's helping you choose companies in three steps. You need to basically filter out according to your criteria. Your criteria can be, you can choose stocks from a particular sector, a particular index, or you can select all companies. You can check the company by fundamental strength of very good, somewhat good, not good. And finally, you can select the stocks by the MRP DP range. So basically, you can select 50% below MRP and very good, and you can see what prices, what stocks are really available at 50% below MRP. Or you can select 20 to 25% below MRP range and see what stocks are available at that kind of range. So basically, what we are telling you is we are helping you make investment decisions to all our features available on the site. We're telling you about the company's fundamental strength to its 10-year X-ray to past financials. We're helping you assess the long-term future prospects. Finally, with our company report, we are helping you identify if the company has any competitive advantage, what is the business model of the company, where does it get its revenue from, and finally a financial analysis of whether the company will continue to do so in the future, or is it not such a great company. So basically, what we at Moneyworks for Me want you to do is, we want you to take informed decisions. What you should leave to the experts is the information gathering and data crunching, and but the final decision should be yours. So how do you go about this is again, we also have tools. We also have a blog called Stock Shastra to help you assess, to help you learn to different aspects of investing, or to tell you about any current happenings in the market. We also give analysis of various companies for various IPOs and FPOs for free on our blog. So you all can check out Stock Shastra, Moneyworks, Stock Shastra at moneyworksforme.com, to know about our blogs. Uh, but we know you don't have the time for all of this. So what we have developed is a unique tool called the Power of Two. So basically, it's a tool that I just explained to you. Combined together, these two tools will help you make a very informed decision. The first one is the Moneyworks for Me filter. So basically, a starting point, the basic hindrance at the starting point is, what stock should I invest in? That can be solved with Moneyworks for Me filter. You just need to clean your criteria and find out some stocks that you would be interested in. And once you have found out the stocks, you need to check out the stock in our decision maker, which will help you understand whether the stock is it the right stock, and what is the right time and price to buy the stock into. So, like I said, this is a Moneyworks for Me filter is a stock finder, and the decision maker will be your stock researcher. And with combined with these two, you will be able to make a you'll be able to make an informed decision. Finally, we also have finally, we also have a watch list for our subscribers. Basically, you have identified some stock, but the let's say the stock price is not close to its DP, but you don't want to miss out on the investment when it reaches DP. So what do you do is uh, you click on you add it to your watch list, and we will track the company for you. You can in fact set your own triggers. So basically, if you set a trigger at discount price, when the stock reaches discount price, we will mail you and we will also SMS you. or you can, whenever you log in into the site, you can yourself come to your watch list dashboard and you can check what how the stocks that you have seen or you are interested in are performing. Okay, we have then finally, but these are for stocks that you want to buy. What about stocks that you have already bought? So there is another feature called the bot list manager, which gives you, which not only helps you keep a track on your investments. It also gives you a very basic analysis of your portfolio, telling you about the financial health of your portfolio, telling if you are over diversified or under diversified in any sectors, if you're over diversified in any stock, etc. So basically you just need to add in your stocks in the bot list, and you can in fact add your sell trigger, and you can also add a buy trigger if you would like to buy the stock further, and we will accordingly send you triggers. We also have a new feature on the bot list, which is import portfolio. So basically, you can import your portfolio from, if you have your portfolio at any other place, you can just export it into an Excel sheet and import it painlessly onto any of the into our site. Okay. For people on the go, we have also launched a stock market app called My Stock Genie. This is available for Android users. It is currently not available for iPhone and iPad users. So we only have it for Android users. You can check out the basic information of the stock, basic value. You can also check out the MRP DP of the stock the on My Stock Genie. And what's more, the app is absolutely free for all of you. Okay, so finally, what should be to give you a recap before I open the floor for question and answers? What should be your plan of action? The first one is identifying your risk profile, so that you know what is so you have a clear defined investment strategy and you know what are your expectations. Second is consider only fundamentally sound stocks. The third is invest only below the discount price. Fourth is buy and sell on timing signals. Fifth, one you should not forget is follow strict stop loss. And sixth, never buy on tips, only on tips. Research the stock yourself and take an informed decision. So that's it. Well, if you find it hard to believe, I also have let's check out a few stocks that have done well on the Money Works for Me um, investment radar. The first stock is Reliance Infrastructure Limited. So basically, if you see somewhere here, if you would have invested somewhere here at the discount price of 362, the stock went to its MRP of 640 in just about 6 months time frame, giving you about 3 months time frame, giving you about 76% returns in 3 months. The second one is Tata Motors Limited. Our discount price for the stock is 146, and it reached its MRP in 6 months at 319, which gave you a return of 117%. Then we have HDFC Bank Limited, which is which gave you a return of 32.43% in 5 months. So basically, our discount price is 406, and our MRP is 537. Just give me a minute. And finally, we have ICICI Bank at 52% returns in 5 months. Its DP, if you would have invested here at its DP of 653 and exited the stock at MRP of 991, you would have made a 51% return in 5 months. So basically, these are certain stocks that will that are certain stocks under our coverage that have done well. You can find more on the store on our site. In fact, we have a historical MRP, DP, and the stock price performance on each stock on our available on our site, and you can go and check those out. Um, so finally, so basically you can check out the site. To just take you through our subscription plans, we have four different plans here. We have the top 30 superstars for new investors who just want to get initiated into stock investing. Basically, this will track 30 stocks for you. Again, our plans are divided into two types: fixed and flexi. Fixed are, we have a certain fixed defined set of stocks that we will track for you on a regular basis for 1 year. You also have the flexibility to choose a flexi option wherein you can choose the 30 stocks you want us to track for you. That is available for a price of just 2,999 rupees. Then we have the top 50 superstars where we track the Nifty 50 stocks for you, or alternatively you can choose 50 stocks available for a price of 3,999. You can also choose investors who for those of you who have already invested into stock markets. You can go for the top 100 superstars where we'll primarily track the NSE 100 stocks for you. Alternatively, you can also choose your 100 stocks. And for investors who have a large portfolio or are interested in a lot of small cap stocks, or want have a high risk appetite, can choose top 200 superstars at a price of 12,999. So basically, well, a lot about what you should do to safeguard your investments and to get outstanding returns. But what do we do for our subscribers? So basically, we handhold subscribers through our webinars and seminars. So this webinar is free for all registered users, but we have a special subscriber webinar every month wherein we answer all stock related queries for our subscribers. And in fact, we also have webinars explaining any changes in features or our evaluation methodology for to our subscribers. We also conduct seminars at our office here in Pune. So basically, we've had webinars and seminars for quite some time now. You can check out our past webinars on the site, and you can also check out the recordings of those. uh, then we empower our subscribers to make their own decisions through tools such as Moneyworks for Me Filter, which helps you identify stocks, the right stock, and a company or industry shastra that will basically tell you about the company and industry prospects. And finally, we try to simplify the decision making for subscribers by uh, tools like Decision Maker, which gives you all the rules applied at one place, and Portfolio Managers, which makes tracking of your portfolio of stocks easy. So that's it from my side. Let's open the floor for question and answer session. So I'll first answer the queries that I've received during the course of the webinar. Okay. Uh, yeah. So the this webinar, I would like you all to keep in mind, this webinar is for the features explained here and for the rules explained here. We will not be answering stock specific queries. That feature is only limited for subscribers. So any stock specific queries, if you're a subscriber, you can join us in our subscriber webinar and we'll be happy to answer your query. Okay, so let's move on. So the first question was how to find a good stock. Well, I think I already took you through the process of how to find a good stock. Basically, finding the right stock involves two parts. One is assessing the past financial track record and assessing the future prospects. So basically, you can check out the decision maker at Money Works for Me, or you can do your own analysis. You can choose a 10-year X-ray. The 10-year X-ray will tell you the past financial performance, and the future prospects, the future prospect color code will tell you about our analysis of the future prospects. Yeah, a good question is wonder how we get good stock at DP when it has good performance, good large cap and DP. Well, to give you an example of BHALE is a very good company with a green 10-year X-ray. It has done excellently well in the past 10 years. It has a good long-term future prospects. Why does it have? I will not elaborate into the reasons of why it has a good long-term future prospect right now. You can read at it on our site. Uh, um, so you can see that this company is available in fact at a very good buy, and in fact you have many such companies. So basically in times like these, when when the market is very fearful, or when or a particular sector is going to a bad time, you will find very good large cap stocks at a substantial discount price. I hope I've answered your question. Okay. Yeah. Uh, how do you know if the management is trustworthy? Well, like I told you, trustworthiness of management is a very subjective assessment. You need to look at various parameters. You need to read annual reports, and you need to find out the behaviors of management before you know the trustworthiness of management. What we at Money Works for Me do give you a management rating for the top Nifty 50 companies, so you can check that out if you're a subscriber. Or like I told you, you can look at certain headers that you can look at for management trustworthiness are related party transactions, the salaries paid out to management, the salary structure of the management, in fact, dividends and bonuses received by the management, and any such decisions that such decisions of the management that you find shady, or you suspect, you can investigate into further and then take your own call. Somebody has asked, what is a large cap? Can you give us three examples of large, mid, and small cap? There was also a question of how do you arrive at a market capitalization of a stock. So basically, there are two methods to identify. There is no set rule actually for identifying the market capitalization of a stock. It is based on every fund house, every research house uses its own method. But I'll tell you two methods that are widely used. One method is a percentile method, wherein you take the the top 75 percentile by market cap as large cap, the next 20 percentile as mid cap, and the last 5 percentile of stocks as the small cap. The other general rule used in the markets is about companies with market capitalization about 10,000 crore market cap are categorized as large cap, with the market capitalization between 10,000 to 2,000 are identified as mid caps, and below 2,000 are small caps. So I hope that satisfied your question. The other thing related to that was three examples of large, mid, and small. So the three large that come to my mind are, let's say, you have many actually. You have BHEL, ONGC, TCS, Infosys, IOCL, BPCL. All these fall into large caps. Mid caps will be, uh, let's say, you have mid caps are Engineers India Limited, Pidilite, PNG. Then you have small cap. Well, there are a lot of small caps, but just to give you an idea of good small caps, you have Fag Bearings, you have Heidelberg Cement, you have Viatec Fabag, etc. Okay, then yeah, this was a good question. How do you apply stop losses only for a long day? How do you apply for it long time? Like I told you, the stop loss that we are telling you is not the technical stop loss that you follow for intraday trading. Well, intraday trading, they do follow a stop loss, but fundamental investing or long-term investing also requires implementation of a stop loss to safeguard your capital, as I told you. So you don't need to have a stop loss you don't need to have an intraday kind of stop loss where your stop loss is triggered at every 1 or 2% fall. You need to have broader stop loss, that if there is a one-time event or occurrence in the company that make that triggers the substantial stock price fall, you are insured by that fall. So like I said, you can apply a blanket stop loss of 20% for all stocks, or you can apply stop loss according to market capitalization. Yeah. Why do you focus on Nifty 50 and BSE 5, Nifty and BSE 500 stocks where information is already available easily? It would be more value adding if you include your research on out of BSE 500 list where investors have less clue and you make better value for investors. Well, I would like to tell you that the reason that we don't track outside BSE 500 stocks is that it is very difficult to assess whether the company is whether the one, it is very difficult to assess the company's past financial track record. You don't know if the company does not have enough history, and two, it is very difficult to assess the company's future prospects because the company itself does not give such disclosures for us to make an informed decision. So uh, it is like I told you, you should basically focus on you should have a major portion of your investments into large cap. If you think you cannot make investment you cannot make great returns in large cap, you just need to go through a proof of performance of Nifty 50, you will know there are absolute great investment opportunities available in the top stocks as well. And there is a lot of information available, but market is always there is always irrationality in the market, and there are always times when you will find a great stock at a cheap discount. Tool. Yeah, how do you calculate the DP and MOS calculation? I will take both of those at the same go. So basically, I've told you that how do you calculate DP is basically we discount the MRP with a margin of safety to arrive at the discount price. How do we arrive at the margin of safety? We have an inbuilt model at Moneyworks for me. Certain parameters that you all can look at to determine margin of safety is, like I said, if like I said, some you can look at the past record, you can look at the market capitalization, you can look at the future prospects, you can look at government regulations, you can look at exposure to currency, you can look at the management's capability and assessment, etc. How can you make up DP of the stock? Basically, like I told you, you need to arrive at a margin of safety based on certain parameters that you identify. You can use the parameters I've just told you. You can arrive at a certain percentage that you think each of these parameters hold. You can finally discount the MRP with that percentage, and you will get your discount price. Okay. You can also you can check out our price calculator. We also give you flexibility to put in your own margin of safety and arrive at the discount price. You need to just arrive at your own margin of safety. Then how much stop loss percentage should you apply? I think I've already answered this. 20% blanket, you can apply a 20% blanket stop loss percentage for all stocks for long term investing, or you can apply a stop loss according to market capitalization, 20% for large cap, 10% for mid cap, and 5% for small cap. There are some technical related questions as well. What are MCD and where do we see MCD stocks? So basic. We do not advise investors on technicals, and I'm going to stay away from those questions. Um Other question is, should you sell around MRP or should you wait for sell signal? See, there are two ways to look at this. Uh, One is if you have invested substantially below DP, and you have made your expected return, then you can exit from a part of your portfolio at the MRP, enough to recover your capital invested, so that you do not have a loss, and then you can wait for the stock price to go more ahead and wait for the sell signal, so that for making that extra substantial returns, right? So basically what you can do is exit from a part of your portfolio and keep holding part of your portfolio to make extra returns. What is Nifty 50 and Nifty 30? It is not clear to me. This is from Bindya Gar from Ghaziabad. Well, Bindya, Nifty 50 is the benchmark index of NSE, which has 50 stocks in it. The methodology you can read on their site. Basically, these are large cap liquid stocks that have a great fundamental, that have a past history and past track record. The what is There is nothing called as Nifty 30. It is BSE 30, and that BSE 30 is basically a benchmark index of BSE that it is also broadly called as Sensex, which includes 30 stocks. Okay, then the next question is, Why do Money Works for Me comment like not monitoring the stock on certain stocks? Well, I would like to tell you that that certain stocks we cover all BSE 500 stocks. It is not that we do not track any of the companies outside BSE 500 stocks. So if your if your investment area is outside BSE 500, then we will not be able to help you except give you the past record of the company. But within BSE 500 stocks, I'm sure we are tracking all companies. You might get a message where we say that we do not provide a valuation of that stock. This might be due to two reasons. One, that the company has had very erratic performance in the past, and therefore, it is not easy to assess the fair value of the stock. So if it is not easy to assess the fair value of the stock, how do we tell you at what price should you invest in? So we do not want to give any wrong ideas to our investors, and that's why we stay away from we refrain from giving a valuation on those stocks. The second reason might be that the stock has very less information that again does not let us make a fair assessment of the value of the stock. Okay, why sometimes stock is below DP but signal is wait? Um, this is from Chandramohan Baloni from Qatar. So I think you're a subscriber. You can take this up in the subscriber webinar. Answer this shortly for you. Like I told you, DP and MRP are fundamental values. As a philosophy, we ask you to invest below DP and sell above MRP. Timing signal is a mix of a fundamental and fundamental and technical signals. So basically, if the fundamental what DP is telling you, fundamentally the stock is at the right price, but if the timing signal is still wait, it means that technically it is not a good time to enter into stock buy right now. Okay, so I think uh, we have gone ahead of our time limit. So I'm sure you all will have more questions. So we will definitely take this. I will not be able to take it up right now. But I'll take one final question. What is your success rate? Is asked by Niaz from Dubai. Niaz, you can check it up out on our site. We have a proof of performance put up on our site, so that will help you assess our proof of our success. Uh, then you have one final question from Amit Agarwal. How does your website Money Works for Me will help in deciding the stop loss rate? Well, Amit, as of now, we do not have a stop loss trigger in place for Money Works for Me, but we are soon launching that feature. What you can do is definitely you can input a 20, like I said, you can input a blanket rate of 20% to all your stocks as a stop loss and follow that. But rest assured, we are soon implementing the trigger, so you should have the stop loss in place in the next few months. Okay, I think that's the end of the that brings us to the end of this session. Uh, um I'll be happy to answer all your queries later. So what you can do is definitely send in your queries to customercare@moneyworksforme.com, or you can also call us at this number listed here, 912067210600, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Thank you all for attending this webinar. Subscribers, I hope to see you in our subscriber webinar later in this month. And to all our registered users, we'll have more such informative webinars coming for you soon. So hope you all attend the webinar. Thank you so much for attending this webinar today. Uh, See you all again.